I am Tanuva Majumdar, Country Head of AJV Global based in India, and I welcome today our esteemed guest panelists, Ms. Sherry Colling, who's the Strategic Accounts Manager and Business Development at CPA Australia, Ms. Gloria Howe, Senior Lecturer, Faculty of Agribusiness and Commerce at Lincoln University, Annie Go, International Manager at Lincoln University. Also joining us from AJV Global is Namrata Verma, who's one of our senior licensed immigration advisors, to answer all the immigration-related queries. Lincoln University is located very close to the picturesque city of Christchurch in the South Island of New Zealand. The university has a historic yet modern campus surrounded by green fields and is ranked amongst the top 1.5% of universities worldwide. Facilities available to students include advanced teaching spaces, comprehensive library, leading-edge research laboratories with 24-hour access, eateries, world-class cricket facility, and a fully equipped fitness center. So without further ado, I now request each one of our panelists to give a brief introduction, following which we will start with the Q&A session. I request all of the audience who have questions to please put the questions in the Q&A chat box, and I will get to it at the end of the introduction sessions. Namrata, may I please request you to start?
Hi, I'm Namrata, and I'm a licensed immigration advisor based in Christchurch. I have more than 16 years of experience working with Immigration New Zealand and now hold a license to practice as an advisor. Now, New Zealand has 3 skill shortage lists: the long-term skill shortage, the regional skill shortage list, and the construction and infrastructure skill shortage list. Accountants are on the regional skill shortage list, and that essentially means that there is a shortage of accountants in certain regions within New Zealand. These include Auckland, Wellington, Nelson Tasman, Canterbury, amongst others. To meet the parameters to be considered for a visa under this list, the first step is studying the right qualification. This session today will give you an insight about how studying in this field will give you the necessary push in the right direction to help achieve your career aspirations in the field of accountancy. Thank you.
Over to you, Cheryl.
Right, thank you so much, and good morning, shall I say? Yes, it is still good morning there. Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Cheryl Colling, and yes, you're right. I'm with CPA Australia. I'm the Business Development Manager, Relationship Manager at CPA Australia, and look after, obviously, the whole of New Zealand. I look after the tertiary sector, which obviously Lincoln University is here. So I'm going to share my screen with everybody. Give me a sec. And hopefully you can see that. Are you able to see that? Thumbs up would be lovely.
Yes.
Perfect. So yeah, so today, again, thank you team for giving us this opportunity to chat with all of you. And again, feel free to chat later on after the presentation, after you hear all the presentations, as to why is it that you need to understand becoming a CPA is what you want to do in the future. And obviously, if you have registered for this event, then you have that burning questions, hopefully, after the end of the program moving forward. So let's get on to it. Hopefully, you've heard about CPA Australia, right? So CPA Australia, we are one of the largest professional accounting bodies in the world. As a matter of fact, we are the 4th largest in the world, and we've got more than 166,000 members across different countries. So we're kind of like a standalone professional accounting body. And as you can see in this slide, we've got more than 25,000 members across, occupying senior leadership positions. And if you have not heard of us, hopefully you've came across us before, but we've been in existence for 130 years. And our core competencies, if not our main services for members, are obviously in the education sphere. Again, and I'll talk more about that later on as to why you need that education part and why we're talking about this, why we have Lincoln University in this presentation. And advocacy, again, we are the voice of our members. I guess in the end, we are actually a members body, right? And obviously support to our members is all through too, because you have to have to tell you as early as now that CPA program is obviously well diverse, and we are very much a future focused professional accounting body. And we do have a lot of trainings, whether it is for professional development and so on and so forth. In terms of our footprint, we are actually located in different parts of the world. As I mentioned earlier, we've got 166,000 members located in more than 150 countries in different parts. We've got offices in various parts of the world. In Asia, we've got offices in Malaysia, in Singapore, in Southeast Asia. In Southeast Asia actually covers in Singapore office covers our Indian market, but we also have an office in Dubai. Just to let you know, that's a newly established location, but we do have an office in the UK, in London, that covers that part of the world. In Oceania, obviously, as you can see, our office is actually based in Auckland. So I'm from Auckland, and we do have offices in different parts in all states in Australia. Just to give you a little bit of ballpark in there. We do have what we call recognized employer partners, and we'll talk about that further. But you can see that on the screen with the striped ones. These are professional bodies that you may want to know more about later on as we discuss further. But again, for all of you who are actually tuned in, this is something that you need to understand, or probably you would like to know more about. This is a blueprint for success. So really understanding what are your short-term and future goals. And again, if you add that question to what's happening now with the pandemic, you need to reflect, what is your future as a professional accountant? So do you want to live elsewhere? Do you want to take a leading role, a professional accounting role in the future? So this is something for you to reflect on, hopefully. The landscape of the accounting sphere, if not the profession, is obviously been disrupted as we know it. Before, we keep on saying that technology has disrupted the way we work, and accounting is no different from that in terms of being disrupted by technology. But adding into the mix is the COVID-19. And we know for a fact that it's a global disruption. And you want to ask whether the importance of the accounting profession is still there. Is it still relevant? And you'd like to know now that, and we're very happy to say that the accounting profession is still very much relevant. If not, it's bright. You know, it raises the profile of accounting in that sphere. And there, I guess, more and more accounting professionals are becoming more adaptable to change. And having said that, the change to the new normal, the new ways of working is different. And so we see that already in organizations looking at different types of skills, looking at creating new roles that you probably have not heard before. And this is what we are looking at in the new future. And some of the skills that you probably have not encountered are the ones that we are preparing our members, or the accounting or CPA in particular. This is where we see our members going forward. You may be looking at becoming a technologist, or you have not probably heard about a transformer, you know, somebody who's actually a thinker, looking at, you know, studying and doing specifically looking at an ability to make that happen in a specific industry. So these are human skills that we are looking at. Accounting expertise should be looking at in the future. And equating that, you need to be looking at what are the job skills that you should be honing now. So if you are tuning in and looking at, I'm studying still, I want to make sure that I have the right fit for the profession. Do I have all of these? As you can see, these are soft skills, and I'm pretty sure it's easy for all of us to make sure that we are equating ourselves with our emotional skills or emotional intelligence, to equate ourselves with artificial intelligence, or what the future holds for us. So equipping those two is important in the future. But what does it mean to become a CPA? And this is something that all of you would be interested to know. Okay, so I want to do an accounting degree, but I also need to find out whether am I qualified to become a professionally qualified accountant? And if I do, why do I need to become a CPA? As you can see here, we've identified that this is an internationally recognized designation, right? So being a professionally qualified accountant is no different from a medical doctor. you need that designation because that designation sets you apart from the rest. Because that means that you've got that high professional competency that is highly skilled, right? That is widely regarded. Likewise, with the accounting profession, having a designation like a CPA would set you apart. And that what makes us, the CPA Australia has put together a program called the CPA program, and it is designed to make sure that you are staying relevant. So as a CPA, obviously the technical skills is a given. You need to know the numbers. That's the foundation. But also equally with the CPA program, we want to make sure that we're setting you to become leaders. And that's where we are now. You're not just looking at the numbers on the screen. We want you to be talking about the numbers. We want you to be adaptable to change. And that's what's going on at the moment and in the future, as we see in the professional designation way, that this is what the future of CPAs will be doing. Just to give you a little bit of information as to what we've done, because we are very future focused, CPA Australia is, we have recently introduced the micro-credentialing. And this is more and more we see that people, or somebody who's got an accounting degree, or somebody who is actually working, who would like to stay relevant, who the micro-credential is obviously a short relevant courses that you can do at your own pace. So it's a short bite courses that you can do that is relevant to the skills that you need. So we have introduced these micro credentials, and we are introducing more. So we're offering the digital finance offering, and this is in full suite now. And again, in 2021, you will see more of these as we go. So how can we support you? If you are listening, tuning in, you want to make sure that, okay, I'm interested with the CPA program. How does it work? You know that you need to become professionally qualified. There are 4 key areas there. One is that you need to study. That's why you have us. You've got Lincoln in here, because in order for you to become qualified, you need that education. We cannot just give you the qualification, or cannot give you the certificate as a professional accountant or a CPA without having that education as a backup, or has done the education part of it. Practical experience is when you apply that education, what you've learned with CPA Australia. You want to make sure that you've got that. And then once you become CPA, you need to make sure that you adhere to the standards of the professional accounting body. And then continuous development is actually very important to us. Moving forward, you want to make sure that, okay, so if I want to do the CPA program, where can I practice? So now you need to understand that it's like a tree. Accounting profession, you can see them anywhere. Whether you're looking at public practice or the big 4, or even the small firms, or commercial, technology, or FMCG, fast moving companies, or public sector, government, you could see all accountants in there. And in here, as you can see, these are just some of those companies or recognized employer partners that CPA Australia has. These are just based in New Zealand. These are just some of them, meaning these are companies that are actually very committed in the profession. Obviously, moving forward, in order for you to become a CPA, and this is we're going towards the information now, is that where do you start? You start with an application, right? You go into the CPA website, you do an application, and from that application, you would know whether you pass and start the CPA program straight away, or you do a foundation. And then once you say, for example, you pass and we say to you that you are an associate member qualified, then you can begin the program with Lincoln University as an example. And then once you finish the study with them and you've garnered your experience, then you are a full CPA after. We are very flexible. There are 2 ways of doing the CPA program, and one of them is you can do it online. You can do it anywhere in the world. But in this case, we have actually partnered with Lincoln University. And Lincoln University is the only university in New Zealand that we have embedded in the CPA program. So how does it work? And I'll give that to Gloria later on. But obviously, you are combining that. So you are doing the CPA program alongside your master's degree with the Lincoln University. you obviously have that face-to-face tutoring, as well as the combination of the resources that CPA Australia has for you. So you're actually doing a great job in giving you that qualification that you have with Lincoln alongside with your designation. So this is how it works. The model works. It's pretty straightforward. Make sure that you are doing the online, sitting the exams of CPA Australia, and ensuring that also you're completing the Lincoln degree. And once you finish all of those, you become a CPA. Everyone's career path is different. Some of you probably have an accounting degree. Some of you probably have economics degree, or some of you got a law degree, different paths. We know that we have a way for you to get in, meaning you want to become a professionally qualified CPA. Then there is what we call foundation exams, which again, Gloria will talk to you about because they have embedded that with them through a pathway certificate. So this is how it works with the CPA program. You have to study 6 subjects. Compulsory subjects are 4 subjects out of that. These are ethics and governance, strategic management, accounting, financial reporting, and global strategy and leadership is a capstone subject. So you need to finish the 6 or the 4 or the 3 other core subjects in order for you to start the global strategy and leadership. But you can do and juggle which one you want. And there are 2 subjects out of the 4 electives. In New Zealand, there are 4 electives that you can choose from. Obviously, the taxation and audit insurance, one of these, and contemporary business issues and financial management. Again, somebody who doesn't have a taxation or auditing degree or has done auditing or has not done auditing or assurance in taxation can do or cannot do other 2 electives. You don't have electives, you need compulsory subjects. But again, we'll talk about that later on as Gloria talks about the Lincoln program. And obviously, we do, as I said, support you with a face-to-face with Lincoln, but also equally, we do have what we call study groups. And we also have what we call local division. In New Zealand, we do have committees. So if you're based in Christchurch, we do have committees in Christchurch where we actually do a lot of activities for you. So this is a great opportunity for you to sort of like have a face-to-face with other members already are fully qualified members as CPAs. In a nutshell, this is how it's going to work. You're going to have access to our digital interactive learning outcomes, to the course book, into the webinars as soon as you have enrolled all throughout your journey studying the program. And some learning guiding information for you as well are in here. And then some business cases, video resources, all of these simulation information are all for you. Available for you online, apart from Lincoln University. You've got an interactive ebook as well that you can choose, that you can flip through, plus an actual study guide that you will have as soon as you enroll. You don't need to be working in order for you to do the CPA program, as you know. So if you're going to come here to New Zealand, you can study the program with Lincoln University, right? And you can do that, and you have a designation as an associate member as soon as you have done the application and you're eligible. The experience requirement is very important for you to understand because we require 3 years or 36 months. But the good thing about this is that we've recognized, CPA Australia recognizes prior work experience. All right. And we look at 10 sub-skills out of these 4 key categories of technical skills, personal effectiveness, business, and leadership skills. What are those technical skills we're looking for? These are just, oh, sorry about that. I can't do that anymore, but anyway, we'll talk about that. So somebody who's got an auditing or taxation sort of relevant skills, then you are obviously qualified and you can claim for those as your technical skills. And we can talk about that further. We also have what we call mutually recognized agreements in different parts of the world with other professional accounting bodies. And you can look at this one on our website if you are one. If you go to the website, you can see that we've got some of these ones that we've recognized. If you are part of them, if you are a current member, if you've got started with them and all that, obviously we'll have to look at that your journey, and you can do an application with us, whether you are, let's say, for example, a member of ICAI, then we may have to look at that one in details. All right, so into that, again, once you become a member, an associate member, there are lots of opportunities. Networking opportunities is key for you to understand because that will give you insights into the profession and then also into the industry. You also have that range of navigator experiences. This is online, that it's obviously catering for our members, and other benefits that you can have, from resources to books to professional resources that you can access anywhere in the world. CPA, CPA Australia is our CPA Congress, actually, sorry, is our flagship event each year. And this year we're going to do this virtually. As you probably are familiar with Amal Clooney. If not, she's the wife of George Clooney, if you're familiar with him. So we are actually inviting her. She's actually already confirmed to come and join us for a virtual Congress this year. That's on the 10th to 12th November. If you're keen to be part of that, all you have to do is go online, and obviously there is a fee for it, but it's actually a very good way for you to really understand what we do at CP Australia. So I'm just gonna plug that in, go to our website and have a look. And I think that's the information, and this is your investing your information. I guess this is very important for all of you to think about. Where do you start? With the application fee, to the associate member, to the enrollment fee, to the early bird. Information is important for you. Again, with our key semesters happening next year, again, this is alongside Lincoln University's dates. We still have to finalize when. We've actually finalized that today, but I did not put this in this information, but we can discuss it later on as to when is the exam dates for it. So what's next is just do an application. Once you confirm, and then you can start that conversation with Lincoln University. And that's it for me. That's my details to all of you to look at, and I'm so happy to be, able to do that presentation to all of you, and I'm happy to take on questions later on. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cheryl. Thank you for that. Very informative. I'll now hand over to Gloria.
Okay, my turn. Yeah, I'm Gloria. I'm a senior lecturer at the accounting department. I'm teach on the program. I teach financial reporting course, and also I'm a director of the two program I'm going to present today. Okay, so I'm going to share my slides. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Okay. The first program is pathway certificate for MPA entry, and the second program I'm going to present today is MPA CPA. MPA is a Master Professional Accounting. So from this flow chart, we know actually if somebody have accounting background, normally means they already had accountancy degree. Then they can apply to CP Australia and obtain a CP Australia association membership. They can enroll in our MPA CPA program. So it's an 18 months program, 18 months if they study full time. Then when they complete, then you can get a full membership and also a Lincoln master degree. But if somebody doesn't have accounting background, they study maybe physics, maybe economic, maybe marketing management, but they also want to get a CPA qualification, then they can apply to our pathway certificate for MPA entry. So just several minutes ago, I got an application from somebody studied media, social media. Okay, maybe I'll share with you. This is quite just happened less than 10 minutes ago. So how to share? Okay. So, Yeah, actually, big part of my daily job is just answer the queries from the applicants from all over the world. So this list one I just got. So she studied media studies in Auckland University. She wants to be a CPA in the future, and also want to gain a master degree. So she decided this is the best program for her and want to submit application. Back to my slides. So for somebody doesn't have accounting background, then they have to complete the pathway certificate for MP entry. If they study full-time will be 4 months. Then they also can obtain a CPA Australia Associate member, then get into our Master of Professional Accounting CPA program. So the key characteristics and outcomes of the pathway certificate is Lincoln Graduate Certificate, then plus a CPA Australia Associate member. So as I mentioned before, so this is best for candidate with no or later accounting background. Okay. And will takes 4 months full time, and also we have part-time options for our students. And there are 5 intakes in this program. So like 2 intakes in each semester and plus summer school. And the feature of this program is fully online, so students can study anywhere. We don't have a physical classroom. It's on Zoom only. So this is the quickest pathway towards obtain a master's degree in accounting and a full CPA membership. So these are the 6 courses, and also Cheryl showed in her presentation. So this is the 6 foundation courses. Then you can see actually 5 foundation courses have CPA. So which means they are the CPA courses. So students have to take the CPA exams. And only one doesn't have a CPA in the title. It's a business law. It's a Lincoln paper. So students can study at Lincoln University, and there's no CPA exams for this paper. Okay, so all the 100% assessment are conducted by Lincoln. But all these 5 from the other papers with CPA in the title, all the assessments have 2 components in the assessments. 70% conducted by CPA and 30% by Lincoln. So internal assessment and the CPA exam. So CPA exam is 70% and internal is 30% conducted by Lincoln lecturers. And this is an example for the semester 1, 2021 intake. So 22nd February, so will be the semester start. So we have the first intake. Then we'll take 6 weeks to complete the teaching. Then 2 weeks for exams. Then after that, a week break. Then the terms 2 will start on the April the 26th. Okay. So now I will move on to my second program, my second part of my presentation today, MPA CPA. So this one is for candidates with accounting background or who already graduated from pathway certificate, which means already had associate membership from CPA Australia. If they study full-time, so this will take 18 months, 3 semesters to complete. And also we offer part-time study option. And this program only have 2 intakes a year, so in January and July. So that's different from the pathway certificate. So that one have 5 intakes, but the MP will only have 2 intakes. 2 study options in these 2 programs, and also difference from the pathway online only. And this one have online option and also on-campus option. So we have the students in the real classrooms and also with Zoom in the same time. So once a student finishes this program, they will have the double return or double outcome. So get a Lincoln master degree from Lincoln University and also a CPA full membership. Actually, as Cheryl mentioned before, you cannot say you get a full membership right away. You have to meet the 3 years working experience requirement. Okay. This is the course structure. 9 courses in this program. So 6 papers are CPA. So 6 CPA courses. Cheryl mentioned actually 4 compulsory in the CPA structure, actually 4 compulsory papers, and plus a lot of electives. But in Lincoln, all these 6 papers are compulsory. All these papers are compulsory. For example, the financial risk management in CPA is elective, but in Lincoln it's a compulsory paper. So students have to complete all the 6 CP courses, then plus 3 Lincoln courses. One is research essay and managing program of today, then plus 1 more elective, papers. Okay. And this also, the assessment have 2 components, internal and CPA exam, but the weightings are different from the pathway certificate. Can you still remember what's the weightings in the pathway? Internal was 30%, and the CPA was 70%. But this was another way around. So the CPA exam 30%. The Lincoln internal assessment is 7%. Okay, 70%. Okay, so that's all. So thank you for your time, and I am ready to answer any question about the program later on. Thank you very much. So back to you, Tanara.
Thanks, Gloria.
Thank you.
Annie, may I call upon you now to just give us a brief about Lincoln University?
Sure. Just give me 1 second. I just think it's really nice to have the colleagues to talk about the specific program. So I'm just going to quickly show you a couple of things. Just give me 1 second. Firstly, yeah, I'll keep it actually quite simple. So my name is Annie. I'm the international manager for India and Southeast Asia. We do have a staff member, Supriya, based in New Delhi. So she also helps me to deal with all of our supports and answer inquiries for students in India. And at home in Christchurch, Shita, my other colleagues, is here in Christchurch campus to help looking after our international students as well. So this is our, should I say, the India super team at Lincoln University. Yeah. Let me see. A quick summary. Thank you, Tanuva, for the introduction. So I don't feel that I need to introduce Lincoln too much. Just a few facts that we are based in the South Island, a city called Christchurch. And from the city center to our campus is about half an hour's drive. And we are the gateway to the South Island. And we have the 2nd largest international airport in New Zealand. It's a city of convenience and easy lifestyle if you compare our lifestyle to, say, Mumbai or New Delhi. We are in our spring, so it has been a fantastic weather up to today. We are now dropped to maybe about 16 degrees Celsius. In the weekend was 24. So I was in my shorts and genders. So I know that in the current COVID environment, it can be tricky, but if you do still follow Christchurch NZ, you still allow you to look at what a beautiful country, particularly our region, look like. So Lincoln University, what you can see here is our Ivy Hall. That's how we started in 1878. We ranked top 400 in the world and top 100 in agriculture. We are a specialist university and we have a long history. So for how we started in 1878 was a school of agriculture. This is why we are not located in the city center, because we need to have plenty of space to have our own farms, winery, campus accommodation. So I do welcome you to come and visit our campus and take selfies on our Ivy Hall, as well as visiting our vineyard and winery if you do make it to our campus. And so just to also support Cheryl and Gloria's presentation is that we do actually have, we are good at what we do, and we have some specialist areas that we focus on. Professional accounting has been the area that we are very, very passionate about. So at the undergraduate level, we do have our land and property professional accounting, or even professional accounting with agriculture. So at the undergraduate and postgraduate level, we do actually have the provision for students to build a career in, say, property valuation plus professional accounting at the same time. Or if you want to be a professional accountant but specialize in rural sector, you have that opportunity with us as well. Just remember, the primary industry in New Zealand is it's the backbone of the New Zealand economy. So as a university, as I said, with our specialist nature, we have 3 faculty: Faculty of Agriculture and Life Sciences, Faculty of Environment, Society and Design, and last but not least, Faculty of Agribusiness and Commerce, and that's the home for our finance, accounting, and supply chain management people live. And so I do want to also mention a couple of things for just for people's understanding. We do have an upcoming intake starting in November. And as Gloria has explained that the pathway certificate, you can start in November if you have some, if you only need to have 1 or 2 courses to meet the requirements, so that you can join the Master of Professional Accounting in February 2021. What you can see here is our Learn website. That's how our students, they get a lot of their information from our tutor. And when we are shifting from the lockdown level 1, level 2 kind of space, our students were still able to maintain their learning experience and able to stay on top of their learning through our different channels of communication. For the Master of Professional Accounting, I do want to mention that we do have a 10,000 merit scholarship for the Toastmaster programs. So if you have achieved B+ average in the final year of your bachelor degree, you can actually get the 10,000 merit scholarship towards your Master of Professional Accounting. You don't have to apply. It will come as part of the offer. I just thought I would kind of just summarize the kind of fees, just to give you an idea. For the Master of Professional Accounting, the tuition fees at Lincoln for 2021, it's 43,900 for the whole 180 credits, 3 semesters. You do need to budget student service levy and medical insurance. Those are the fees that are listed there are per semester. Just on top of that, you do need to budget additional fees to pay the CPA directly, because remember, you are enrolling the course at the same time as enrolling at Lincoln. So this is a real professional program that allows you to pass all the academic courses and exams required by CPA. And in terms of the, this is the only CPA integrated program. And the good news is, if you do have that merit scholarships, that there is a 10,000 scholarships that will be automatically assessed as part of your admissions in that. So it is actually a very, very good, should I say, opportunity if you want to be a professional accounting and CPA members. So I'm just going to stop here, and I'm just going to stop here and just say and take question, I suppose. Yeah. And because I can see that there are lots of questions coming through. And over to you, Tanova.
Great. Thanks, thanks, Annie. I'll start taking the questions. So we can start with what are the eligibility requirements for the Master of Professional Accounting? Gloria, can I direct that to you, please?
Yeah. Basically, two entry requirements. One is the CPA Australia Association membership. And the second requirement is a bachelor degree with GPA B or above.
Great. Are there any English language requirements as well, Gloria?
Oh, yeah, true. Annie, could you please answer the question for me? I don't want to make mistakes. Yeah,
I'm the technology detail person. The tuition, the IELTS requirement is 6.5 academic and no band less than 6.0. If you do Pearson, it will be Pearson PTE at 58, no individual subscore at 50. Yeah. So either one is fine, but if you have also completed your bachelor degree within the last 5 years, and the medium of instruction is in English, then we also take that as a consideration.
Great. Okay. Can applicants with a 3-year commerce degree enroll for the 180 credits MPA? If not, what about applicants with good work experience in the finance and accounting industry? I think it's got two parts. I'll take the first part again. Can applicants with a 3-year commerce degree enroll for the 180 credits MPA?
Yeah,
Short answer is yes.
Yeah, but still have to obtain a social membership from CPA Australia. So as the Cheryl says yes, then we can take them. So they still have to apply to CPA Australia to get a social membership. So if they can get that right away, then we can take them in our master program.
So then I guess the question's yours. Would you take them?
Yes. Cheryl said yes, yeah.
So yeah,
a social membership.
Yeah. So you need to have that. So the application goes to CPA Australia first. So that's your very first step, right? Is to go to an application with CPA Australia, which is online. And from there, we will assess your documents. And as soon as we assess those and we see that, yep, you're eligible to do the CPA program, then you can now go to Lincoln University. If not, then we say that, hey, you still have to do a couple of foundations, or you do some pathway, or normally we would say foundation exams. Then that's where you're going to go to Lincoln University again to talk to them about the pathway arrangements.
Right. And what about people or applicants who've got good work experience in the finance and accounting industry? Would that be something that you would consider?
Yes, we do consider working experience, but still have to have the, meet the entry requirement. Have to have a social member and also a bachelor. If you don't have a bachelor degree, but has very good working experience, we can take that as well.
Okay.
Just to add to that, as I said in my presentation earlier, work experience is part of the CPA program. So there's theory part of it, which you have to complete with Lincoln University, and the practical experience part of it of 3 years. So say, for example, somebody in the line who's actually got so much experience already, right, in finance and accounting and finance, which is fantastic. You have to keep in mind that we recognize the most recent 8 years. Yeah, that's the most recent 8 years work experience that you have, whether you are based in Australia, in India, or any parts of the world. We would consider that as long as, in my slide earlier, I mentioned that it's actually, you can demonstrate the 10 sub skills out of those 4 key skills that I've showed you: the technical skills, the
personal,
the strategic, personal effectiveness skills, and the business skills. So all of those 4 should be met pretty much.
Thanks, ladies. So if an applicant does not meet the academic entry requirements of a B grade and above, but has substantial work experience, can they still apply?
Yes, yes, and we do consider that as well. Yeah, we did take students didn't have a B above, but gave us like a special approval. Yeah, we accepted them to the program. Actually, they're succeeding. Yes, yes. So the answer is yes.
Okay, great. Thanks. How does the university help students gain internship or supervised work experience with industry partners? Yeah.
Currently, this program, we don't have internship component. Yeah, this students usually do 3 papers each semester, so we don't have this. But we, because CPA Australia offer like we have guest speakers to come to the classroom, and also they organize a lot of events to meet industry people. So that's help them to get internship in the future and also job in the future.
All right. Great. Thanks, Gloria. I am AAT past finalist and have a degree in BA International Business and Finance. What are the exemptions?
Oh, that's CPA Australia has like an expert, do the assessment based on all the courses they did. I cannot say, but I think probably will be exempted from the finance paper, business finance. Probably also economics. Again, it's a CPA Australia decision. Have to apply to CPA, then get a formal assessment outcome.
Okay.
You will show clearly which paper need to do and which paper can be exempted.
Sure. Sharon,
so, yeah. So I'll add into that. So somebody who's got an accounting degree, right, would probably be able to be eligible depending on the structure. So we follow the Australian framework as long as that is meriting. Again, Australian and New Zealand framework are very similar. Again, we will follow that. So we do have a big assessment team in Melbourne that does all of these ones. So by using that framework, we would be able to see whether what you've studied in India, for example, is actually equivalent to what we're looking for. Otherwise, then we're going to go and fall back again to that foundation. We're not going to say no to you, but we would assess it properly, and we would give you the best option, whether you're eligible to go to the CPA program straight away or you do the foundation as opposed to.
Thank you. So the next one is regarding the Masters of Professional Accounting program. Is there an online study module for the said program?
Yeah, online study. We have 2 study options, online option and also on-campus option. Can be done fully online. Yeah.
Yes, can we have a brief structure for the online option?
Brief structure for the online option.
I guess, what does it look like? How long is it for?
The online option, because when we have a very advanced classroom technology, like several big TVs. So we teach in that classroom, and some students in the classroom. But in the meantime, we have Zoom and a camera to capture all the lectures. So students can participate, can Zoom in the class, can ask questions, can participate in the discussions. If the time difference or they have other commitments, they cannot make the class. They can watch the recordings.
Okay.
Yeah. All
right. And will there be any discounts for students who are opting for the online module?
Any fees? No, no discounts. Same, but just save maybe save living expenses.
Okay. All right. So basically, the living expenses they wouldn't have to account for because they're not in New Zealand, but otherwise the tuition fee essentially remains the same.
Yes, the same.
Okay, I think this next question is for you, Cheryl. How does CPA Australia consider partially completed professional accounting degree? is there any exemption for any courses? Cheryl? Cheryl, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Yes, I was answering one. So how can what? So somebody who's got a partially professional
accounting degree from CIMA.
From CIMA, yep. So I've just actually put it on the link, the chat box over there. So once you say, for example, you're a CIMA member, and obviously CIMA member is somebody that has like a member pathway arrangements with CP Australia. So you go to the website, and I put the link in there, and there are steps on how to do that. So you need to determine whether you're eligible, right? That's the first thing. What you have already done with CIMA. So you have to complete again an application, and we will verify that application. So once we verify that application, that yep, you tick the box, and obviously we would notify you that you're eligible to the CPA program as an associate member. So you need to complete only one actually if you're a CIMA member, right? This is for somebody who is a full member. You only have to do one. However, if you've done parts of it, as you've said, again, we'll go back to that application. So to really see where you are at with your CIMA application. But top tip, obviously, is when we say that you start your application with us, you want to make sure that all the information that we require, you upload them, right? If you go to the website, and I think Annie has put it through the link, you have to make sure that when you submit the document, it has to be originally scanned, not a photocopy. So if you've got some CIMA information there, you need to make sure that you put it there, scan them, so that we can assess where you're at. Hopefully that answers that. So it seems like if you've done partly, we need to assess that fully.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay. So a holder of MBA in finance from Chandigarh University in India with 4 years of work experience in finance and accounting, how can somebody with that sort of qualification experience enroll for CPA program? What could be the likely exemptions and what would be the duration for them to complete the CPA? So they've done an MBA in finance and they have 4 years of work experience in finance and accounting.
We do have a member like that, actually, with that's very similar sort of background profile. Got an MBA in a university of in a university in India. Again, he has to do the 6 subjects, pretty much, right? Depending, you can probably claim on your 4 years work experience, right? With your MBA, we have to look exactly what you've done. Depending on where you are at, if you want to go to Lincoln and do all of those subjects within a time frame, then I suggest you do that with Lincoln University. And once you say, for example, yep, you're eligible to do that, the CPA program, and say, for example, that you're eligible to do it, then yes, that's where you need to really, I guess, think through whether you pursue the next step. So we will again assess, but having said that, we do have a similar case. I know that he's eligible. He was able to do that. Again, it's a case-by-case basis. I'll put it that way.
Thanks, Cheryl. Thank you for that. Okay, what sort of industry projects can students expect during or once they complete the program? And once they complete the program.
Industry what? Industry
projects can students expect during or once they complete the program?
Project. I think maybe asking for the assessment. Every paper we have a project. We just I said in the presentation we have like 2 components. So internal component and the CPA exam. So internal we have test and project. For example, my paper, financial reporting paper, then they have project on, like sometimes legal framework of New Zealand. Sometimes project can be on the financial statements structure. Yeah. So every paper has a project. Ask them to, and also they have to written report plus presentation. Yeah, students have to do a presentation in front of all the classmates and all the lecturers as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I will just add something as well, because I think some of the students are probably wanting to know about the post-study work rights and all of that, maybe, which probably we should cover a little bit. But I'm just going to just also say that so there is, so for all the universities, not just at Lincoln, we have there is a range of should I say, support and services for students so for Lincoln, we have like a on-campus, online campus thing. There are study resources clubs, and we also have what we call career and employment support. So what you will see is that all of our students are able to register in our, should I say, a career hub. What it means is you'll be able to get notification where companies come and talk about their programs. And for our Faculty of Agribusiness and Commerce, every March, they have a accounting and finance career expo, kind of networking function every once a year to allow our students to interact with our industry connections. And I think plus, so that's something that perhaps is useful for students. What you could see here is also a Learn website where our students, that's how they use the learning portal, and they'll be able to get all their information through their learning resources, but also notification from the Career Hub as well. So what it means is it is unlikely that they can miss an event on campus if they are really, really interested in making the connection. Unless they don't read, then it is difficult, then that's out of our control. But I also want to mention that this Master of Professional Accounting, it's a CPA integrated program. So the whole purpose to do the Master of Professional Accounting at Lincoln University is to become the Australia CPA members. Therefore, the workload is tough because you're not only studying Lincoln University content, you are also expected to study CPA professional courses and pass the exams. So during the semester, it is highly unlikely that you can actually do like an industry relevant project in that context, because your priority is to pass all the courses. You can work part-time during 20 hours a week as an international student. You can go and approach the industry for what we call the summer internships, and you will get those information if they are available through our career hub and the industry connection. One last thing that I want to mention is that on our website, which will show, is that we do have a summary on different careers options, which includes the pay scale, estimated pay scales for things like accounting and finance career, and what type of task that you might be doing, as in this area. So I will put that link on the chat box so that you guys can take your time to have a look and ask us for more questions. All right, I'll zip.
Thanks, Annie. I think that's probably the end of the questions that we have. However, can I ask Namrata to just help our audience understand what could be the advantages for doing this course purely from an immigration sort of perspective?
Thanks, Tanova. So I think, as Annie already mentioned, I think the post-study option is the first thing that students should know, prospective students should know. that as an international student, if you finish this master's degree, you are eligible for a 3-year open work visa. And I think that's quite an interesting, option for you, because you do get a chance to then work in this industry and gain the relevant experience. Also, as I had mentioned initially, accountants are in the regional shortage list, which means that there is a shortage of these kind of roles in certain regions, and they're not just small regions. They're like Auckland and Canterbury, Nelson Tasman, amongst a few others. So I think accountants also from an immigration perspective are a skill level 1 qualification. If you do this qualification, you get a job as an accountant, your pathway to residence, it becomes relatively easier, especially because they're listed in the ANSCO as skill level 1. Plus, it doesn't have to read accountant per se. So there are other occupations which, basically generally have the same role. So you can be a management accountant, you can be a taxation accountant. There are specializations within that as well. So I think this course, if in a just brief summary, it kind of leads you towards pathway to residence, which I think most international students and migrants, when they come and they spend that kind of money, that is what they're looking at. So you kind of get the opportunity to do that. And obviously, as each one has a different profile. We would like to engage with you once you are studying this course and you are on the way to getting your post-study. We can engage with you and tell you about the options available therein.
Thanks, Namrata. I guess the next thing is about Gloria, Annie, or Cheryl, and it's about how job ready are graduates who, once they complete their masters in professional accounting, this course. How job ready are they? How soon do you think they can start working? Is it better if they come with some previous work experience, or even without work experience, they're actually able to hit the ground running?
It's a new program. It's new, but we do have current students had only finished a year, already got a job in Deloitte.
Oh, right.
Yes. So I think it's a evidence to show how popular and competent the students in the program. And we also have students who work KPMG in China. She just graduated. I think she's working for accounting firm. And also we have students, CFO, doing part-time in our program. Somebody working R&D. Yeah, I think really compared to, because it's double outcome, just master degree already, very, very likely to get a good job. And also this master degree plus a CPA. So I think the job, it's a very, very good chance to get a good job.
And adding to that is that it's a global designation you're looking at, right? This is an investment for yourself. Whether you've got a work experience already to back you up, or you're still, you're fresh, you're starting anew, you don't have backing, you don't have an accounting degree, and just like Gloria showed earlier about a profile, it really is up to you where you want to take your designation, because keeping in mind you've got 2 qualification in the end. You've got a certified CPA, you become a certified practicing accountant. That's your designation plus your qualification with your master's degree. So it's up to you where you want to take your careers, again, be it in New Zealand, Australia, or globally. As you can see, that's the ticket, and it's up to you how you want to do that eventually. But hopefully that would help.
Great. Thanks, guys. And I think finally, I guess one thing that most of our students in this part of the world would like to know is if there are any scholarships that are available for the course, and what would be the criteria to get a scholarship?
Obviously, that's my answer. As I explained before, the Toastmaster Merit Scholarship is 10,000 New Zealand dollars. You don't have to apply. As long as your last year of your bachelor degree meets the B+ average requirements, then you will automatically get assessed. and be awarded as part of your offer of place. So you just need to, we look for the final academic year. So for example, if your Bachelor of Commerce is a 3-year study, so when you submit your application, we want all the yearly transcripts or mark sheets in Indian term. But the assessment of the Toastmaster Merit Scholarship is based on the last year of your bachelor. So if your overall score is 58%, but your final year is 75%, equivalent to our B+, then you will get the Toastmaster Merit Scholarship. So you just need to submit your application with Tanuva and her team. The other thing is you can submit application at the same time as applying for CPA memberships. So we can still give the assess for the scholarship eligibility as well as the profession, as well as the entry requirements, and you will be conditional on providing the CPA membership assessments at the end. Thank you.
Danny. And Cheryl, does CPA Australia also offer any scholarships, or would there be any criteria that somebody would have to meet to avail?
No, we don't have scholarships, unfortunately. We do. But here in New Zealand, but it's only offered to Maori scholarship. It's a Maori scholarship here in New Zealand, and not-for-profit scholarship. That's the only two things that we have at the moment. We've got very limited in terms of that. But even so, if you look at the website, we do have what we call early bird, and maybe that's as far as we can offer. But again, it's this is where university would come in very handy, because those scholarships that they offer is absolutely great.
Cool. Thank you so much. Lovely having you here, Annie, Cheryl, and Gloria. And thank you so much for sharing information with our audience and with everyone. So Namrata has said in detail about how accounting is on skill shortages in New Zealand. And today the lovely ladies from CP Australia and Lincoln University gave us very good information on how you could enroll for these programs and the membership in New Zealand to get a head start on your career. If you have any questions pertaining to how you can go about submitting your application, please do not hesitate to contact the AJV team. We are based in India, New Zealand, and Malaysia. So we are happy to help you wherever you are. Without any further ado, I will call an end to this session. Thank you everyone. Please do go through the links that they have shared here. They've got some very, very useful information. And whilst I agree that the New Zealand borders are still closed, let that not stop you from at least inquiring further and take that next step towards achieving your career aspirations. Come and talk to us, and we'll help you get you started right away. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, ladies. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.